Welcome to the 64th episode of Kanga Crypto News, your go-to source for fast and trustworthy updates in the world of crypto. I am Kuba, and I'm bringing you the latest and most important stories. As always, later in this episode, I'll go over the rules of our competition where you can win some KNG tokens. And I'll also reveal the winner from the last week's round. But before we proceed, please remember that all the information in Kanga Crypto News is carefully compiled by our expert Kanga analysts using reliable sources only. Please note, however, that this is not an investment advice. New episodes of Kanga Crypto News are released every week on Friday. If you want to stay informed about the most crucial developments in the crypto world, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an important update. Now, let's get started. Just a day after acquiring 4,710 bitcoins, GameStop announced a $1.75 billion convertible note offering, likely to fund further Bitcoin accumulation. The notes, aimed at institutional investors, mature in 2032 and bear no regular interest. Despite the Bitcoin news, GME stock dropped 5% following weak Q1 earnings and ongoing struggles in its gaming business. The move mirrors trends by companies like Trump Media and MetaPlanet, which are also raising billions via debt to build Bitcoin reserves, highlighting a growing corporate appetite for crypto-backed treasuries. DeFi Development's ambition to raise $1 billion for Solana accumulation hit a regulatory wall after the SEC rejected its Form S-3 due to missing internal controls documentation. Though the company has already invested $42 million in Sol and entered staking partnerships, it can't proceed with large-scale purchases without approval. The denial delays its goal of becoming Solana's MicroStrategy. While Bitcoin continues to attract institutional inflows, Solana's appeal faces temporary hurdles, with ETF anticipation potentially reinvigorating interest. Singapore-based Trident Digital Tech Holdings unveiled plans to build a $500 million XRP reserve, joining several firms embracing Ripple's token for strategic treasuries. Rather than simple holding, Trident will use staking and ecosystem engagement to generate yield. The reserve's rollout in late 2025 depends on regulation and market conditions. Despite the announcement, Trident's stock plunged 37.6% as it struggles with a $3.1 million loss and a 91% revenue drop. Other companies following this XRP reserve trend include the Weibus, Vivo Power, and Logistics Health. Bitcoin plunged over 4% to 103,000 following Israeli airstrikes on Iran's targeting military sites near Tehran. The move spooked global markets and risk assets, echoing past geopolitical flashpoints. While gold surged 1.7%, crypto investors debated whether this dip is temporary or demands longer-term shifts. Analysts like those at Spartan Capital and Marco Tree suggest such events often present by the dip opportunities, as crypto typically rebounds after initial shocks. Institutional investors continue to shape Bitcoin's long-term behavior despite short-term volatility. Bybit is entering DeFi with Byreal, its new on-chain trading platform launching on Solana. With a testnet debut on June 30th and mainnet in Q3, Byreal also introduces a Revive Vault with yield options for Solana tokens. This move comes as interest in DeFi surges 15% week over week. It marks Bybit's shift towards hybrid finance, differentiating from centralized exchanges rivals like Coinbase's. Vietnam has passed the law on digital technology, officially recognizing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies under two asset categories. The legislation, effective January 1st, 2026, lays groundwork for future crypto integration and aligns with anti-money laundering efforts to exit FATF's watchlist. The law also pushes for national adoption of blockchain and AI technologies. Vietnam joins other nations like Pakistan and Ukraine exploring Bitcoin reserves. The move reflects growing state-level adoption of crypto for innovation, inflation hedging, and modernization of payment systems. Strategy has acquired another $1.05 billion in Bitcoin, adding 10,100 coins and pushing its total to over 592k Bitcoins purchased since 2020. Despite massive buy, the stock dipped 0.4%, with Chair Michael Saylor reaffirming the firm's long-term buy and hold plan. The strategy has fueled the 3,000% stock rise. Other firms mimicking this playbook, like Trump Media and GameStop, have seen mixed market reactions due to Bitcoin's volatility. Saylor calls Bitcoin a crypto reactor, driving long-term value through controlled volatility. Purpose Investments has secured regulatory approval for Canada's first spot XRP ETF, which will debut on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the ticker XRPP. Available in CAD hedged and CAD non-hedged and USD versions, the ETF allows direct institutional exposure to XRP. Canada becomes the third country of an XRP spot ETF after Brazil and Switzerland. Meanwhile, US approval odds have risen to 87% ahead of an October deadline. XRP briefly surged to $2.33 but fell back to $2.20 post-announcement. JPMorgan is launching a pilot for its JPMD stablecoin on Coinbase affiliated Ethereum Layer 2 network base. The token, pegged to US dollars, will be used exclusively by institutional clients to facilitate fast, secure transactions. Unlike public stablecoins like USDT or USDC, JPMD will be permissioned and compliant with existing banking regulations. The pilot reflects JPMorgan's push to integrate blockchain with traditional finance and could expand pending regulatory outcomes. This comes amid growing pressures for stablecoin frameworks in the US and the EU. The US Senate has passed the Genius Act, setting a new regulatory framework for stablecoins. Backed by bipartisan support but opposed by some Democrats, the bill mandates stablecoin issuers to hold large amounts of US treasuries, giving them new financial clout. It also grants stablecoin holders priority in bankruptcy cases, sparking debate. Major banks like JPMorgan and Bank of America are preparing to issue their own stablecoins under the new rule. The legislation now awaits President Trump's signature, marking a new chapter in US crypto regulation. That's all for the latest Kanga Crypto news, but before we wrap up, there is one more important announcement: our competition. You have the chance to win some KNG tokens. So what's the best way to get some free KNG tokens? Just take part in the competition! Wow, you can do it too! Every week, you can win some KNG tokens for free. Pretty good, right? Good deal. We want that. So here's the results of our last week competition. We have... and we do not have a winner. However, don't worry. All the tokens that you could have won this week are going to be available in the next pool. So you make sure to participate. So, do you want to be the next winner? Here's how. Predict the Ethereum to USDT value that will appear on our exchange at 9 AM Central European Time on the day of the next Kanga Crypto News episode, every Friday. Submit your predictions in the following format: #Kanga Crypto News, the next episode number followed by your predicted value. To win, your guess must be the closest to the actual Ethereum value, but it cannot differ by more than 10 USDT in either direction. Does 10 USDT seem like a small margin to you? Well, you can increase it to 20 USDT if you leave an additional comment under the video that's unrelated to the contest. You can write anything you like for example, comment on any of the news. That's why you're here, right? That's why you're here. Every week, the winner will receive prize pool in KNG tokens equivalent to 10% of the likes on the latest Kanga Crypto News episode, plus any rollover KNG tokens from the previous competitions that have not had a winner. That's all free money, guys. Free money, free tokens. You want that? All you need to do is write a comment with your prediction and you can win. So, did you enjoy the video? Give us a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest news. As always, stay informed and stay ahead in the blockchain world. See you next time.
We are Kanga, beyond crypto.